Hello, I'm back with the Thursday Tech Tip. Now, last week I was at the annual CUE conference, an educational technology conference, where I picked up a bunch of tips and classroom ideas that I'm going to share with you over the next few weeks. The first one I'm going to share with you is the data validation feature in Google Forms. Now, I love how there's a help text which helps that you can use to guide students as well as your colleagues to enter specific information. But as we know that people don't always follow the help text, and that's where data validation comes in. So for example, I often have my students submit links in a Google form, whether to a document or a mind map that they create using a web tool. I can use the data validation feature to ensure that students indeed are entering a valid URL instead of just entering a random word in this field. So what I did is I clicked on data validation. I have the options of number, text, or regular expression. I select text, and then I have the options here. I'm selecting URL. Now, if students do not enter a URL, they'll see this error message, enter valid URL. Now, you can also use data validation to ensure students are capitalizing their names. So I'll show you how to do that. Again, I go to data validation. This time I'm selecting regular expression, contains, and I know that looks kind of scary right here, but just trust me, copy these characters and then you'll ensure that the response has the first letter is capitalized. So if students do not capitalize their response, they'll receive an error message that says check for capitalization. Lastly, you can also set it so that you have a numerical response. So for example, here I have a text field and I could put in the help text, enter a valid number instead of spelling out words. But I can also use data validation to ensure that indeed I'm getting a whole number and not just a word. So I selected number. Now I have several options here. You can get pretty crazy with this. I'm keeping it simple to have a whole number, and then if a number is not entered, the students will receive this error message, enter a number. So what does that look like? Here's my Google form, blank, and now I've quickly entered some information. As you can see, since I do not have a complete email address, it says enter valid email. And so if I try to submit this form, it will not let me. So now I have to go back and put a complete email address. As you can see, my first name, the A is not capitalized, so let me go ahead and change that. And then for my answer here, I haven't entered a number. So if I go back and now enter a number, as you can see, I can submit. Okay, my responses have been recorded. So now if I go back to the results, let me just refresh here, and you can see that now my information is set. And so that's this week's tech tip using the data validation feature in Google Forms. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Take care.